Howdy guys, lovely to see you all again. It is everyone's favorite Greek Sri Lankan / Australian guitar teacher, Chris Zoupa here, bringing you more delights from the solo delightful world. Today this is a special lesson going out to my buddy and student Darren Garton, who asked me to learn this song. We're going to be looking at the 1987 version of Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. This is a delicious solo, really hits me in the feel organ. Anyway, let's take a look. Alright, let's have a look at the first section. I want to start off by playing 4, 5, 7 on the 3rd string. Then from that point, I'm going to slide into 7 of the 4th string altogether. And you can sort of slide off that 5 as a cheeky grace note if you want to. Then I go into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm doing a bend from 8 of the 2nd string, up a full tone. Then what I'm doing there is I'm going 8, 7, 8 on the 2nd string, and then going to 5 of the 3rd. You get that kind of sexy 80s vibrato. Keep it nice and wide. Also, if you want to get the little chicken elbow out, because we end on a, well, at least I do. I end up ending on my pointer or index finger. If I'm right near my ribs, I can't get that sexy wide vibrato. Hopefully that's all making sense. Let's have a look at what we've got thus far now. Then I work into this phrase. Alright, let's slow that down. I'm sliding into 14 of the 4th string rather. Then I want to play 11, 12 on the 3rd. At the end of that, let's slow that down. I'm playing a regular 14 on the 3rd string, and then I bend that up a full tone. Then from that point, I'm going to hit it again at the top, bend it down into the pull-off, and then just play a regular 14 at the end of that. So I'll just go from the start of that little chunk. Let's go from the start of that second half now. Hopefully that's all making sense. Then the arpeggio that I do deal with now, the D major, is based on just essentially a D major bar chord. So I'm going to go through it like this. So what I'm doing there is I'm playing basically one note per string, starting from 10 of the 6. Then I've got 2 12s in a row. Instead of doing the ring and the pinky like I would in the bar, I'm just rolling the ring finger there. From that point, I want to play 11 of the 3rd and 10 of the 2nd. So as you can see, it's a very bar-y arpeggio. At the end of that, I've got a big sexy bend from 12 of the 3rd, and then I just want to hit it 2 more times as the regular note. At the end of that, once again, sexy wide 80s vibrato. Just go over the top with it. I think it sounds really, really cool. Don't be subtle. Subtle's lame. Anyway, I'll try that last arpeggio again with the vibrato at the end, and then we'll go right back to the start of the section and do it all again at a gentlemanly pace. A little bit of a mute on that can also sound cool as well. Anyway, let's put it all together again at a gentleman's pace, and then try it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, second section is just a couple of bends and a really delicious fat run. So we're going to start off with this. So what I've got there is 2 bends from 17 of the 1st string. If you want to add vibrato on the first one, that can be nice as well. And just a really long up and down bend on the second. At the end of that, I'm going to play 15, 17 on the first and then play 15 at the second and add that sexy vibrato there as well. All together. Okay, then we start working into this shred. So we're going to look at it in just little chunks of 3-note shreds. I'm going to start off by playing 10, 12, 14 on the 6th string. And then I want to play 12, 14, 15. Okay, then the next string. Pretty much exactly the same thing. We're just going to slow down on that third group, sort of go. There's a slight pause on that 14th fret note on the 5th string. I think it might be going from several 16ths and then that one 14th fret note happens to be an 8th note, sort of go. So what I'm doing after that, when I played 12, 14, 15 on the 5th string, I then played 12, 14, 16 on the 4th. So this is what we should have thus far of that run. Hopefully that pause is starting to make sense now. The next thing that we're going to look at is kind of a sort of an Aeolian natural minor thing. Let's slow this down. I'm going to play 14, 16, 17 on the 4th and 3rd. Then from that point, I'm going to play 15, 17 on the 2nd string. And then I'm going to kind of quickly cut off that 17, sort of go. So I'm going to hit that 2 times and just have those really, really short cutoffs. At the end of that, a 19 with a short cutoff, and then a vibrato on 19 of the first. So it's going to go. And that's pretty much all of the second section. So I'll do that run again, super slow, and then we'll go right back to the start of the section. One more time from the start of the section now. One more time with some tabs. And that was the solo from Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so already. And if you could click the links in the description box to my Facebook group or my Patreon, that would be delightful. Check those out. I also have a bunch of courses on Udemy, or 2 to be precise. I have a modal course and an ultimate shred machine course where I talk about shredding, sweeping, legato, and tapping, all of that fun stuff. And of course, ta-da, my book of the same name, Ultimate Shred Machine, is out now. It is a redonkulously large, epic piece of work by yours truly. I put my heart and soul into it, and there's many tips for your chop building and techniques if you want to get good at all that shreddy solo stuff. Anyway, alas, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I will catch you guys all very soon.